Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody out there. It is a great day, especially if you are a Catholic. Today, Mother Teresa was canonized as a saint, and after 2,000 years of reading the people in the Bible and everything goes back about 2,000 years, that the apostles walked and stuff like that. And what's so happy about today for me as a Catholic is the fact that in my lifetime, I have actually lived in a time, and I was alive at a time that this lady was doing her work, this saint. And I think it's a great day. It's a great day for another victory for women out there. I really do believe this is the year of the woman. And as a Catholic, I'm honored and I'm humbled that this happened because, again, this is somebody who did great things in my lifetime. Now, I may have been a child during that time, but to be a part of something that will forever be known. She will forever be known now as Saint Mother Teresa. And she did a lot of great work. If you don't know who she is, please go look her up, look at her work. In India, she was there. I just remember growing up, at Catholic school, and you would hear the things that she was doing in India for the poor and those that needed things like that. So it's a great day for me. So I'm just happy about that. But what I want to talk about today, and I'm sorry, I would usually do a video, and today would be called Candidate's Thoughts. And I'm going to do it on the radio show because unfortunately, my cat Felipe is sleeping on my table where I like to usually do it, and I don't like to disturb him because then he gets rambunctious. And so I said I'll just do it on the radio and just call it a day, right? Right. So what I want to talk about, it's been a rough week. It's been a very, very rough week. I want to thank the Daryl Peden again for coming on the show and telling us his position on certain things. By the way, I did finally got my wind mufflers, so we're going to go ahead and try that out a little bit later on. So multiple mics. We're expanding because a lot of people want to sit in on the show and do things. So I'm very happy about that. So thank you, Mr. Peden, and thank you for all the other people who have come on the hot seat. And if you want to come out and let's talk about issues, it could be anything. This whole thing was set up for the fact that there's more to talk about than just the WLC. We have a lot of problems in the city. And, we have the animal shelter. We have homelessness. We have drug addiction. We have a lot of other things that we need to address. Or, there's no one fix-it that does everything. And that's just the truth of the matter. So I'm trying to bring a lot of different factions on here, but last week I got beat up like nobody's business, and a lot of negative comments, but I also got a lot of good comments, and and I'm going to have to go with this. There was not a format in Moreno Valley, and actually in the Inland Empire. We do not have any local news. That is why a lot of the corruption is actually happening. You're talking about almost 1 million people in the Inland Empire. And the only local news we get is what happens in Los Angeles. The only other thing that highlighted that we get is if there's some corruption or a mass murder or something like, something outrageous. And that's the only thing you hear about the Inland Empire. So, we did the interview, and a lot of people felt I should have interviewed it a certain way. And what I don't understand is, how do you tell somebody how to do their business? If I was hostile, as a lot of people think I am, they would never, ever come on the show. And that's what I want to do. I want to create a dialogue so that people are not afraid to come on the show and give their opinion. No exact answer is right. I've never claimed to have all the answers to the problems in District 1 or the Edgemont area. I'm not even a shareholder in the Box Springs Water Company. So, I just know what I know, and I give an opinion, and there it is. I might have some good ideas, I might not. But however, a lot of people were like, I should have done this, I should have asked this, I should have done, I don't follow the Edoids. Some people that I've identified as Edoids, it's a waste of my time to continually engage with people that I'm not going to change their minds. I'm just not. And they're not going to change my mind. So I block those people. So there'll be things going on that there might be a conversation, and I might see somebody on the page, if you know how Facebook works and different platforms. I'm not going to see the conversation. So I don't know what's going on. So when I did my interview, it was based on what I witnessed that Friday. And I'm not making any excuses. All I'm saying is, if it's something that my uncles and my mom and my family always says, if you can do it better, go ahead and do that. But you damn sure don't have the right to tell somebody else how to run their household or their business. If you think you can do it better, go out there and do it better. Do a better interview. But I enjoy the criticism for the simple fact that without the criticism, I will never get better. And I think I said it last week on the Hot Seat show that when I was at the SEIU and somebody said my delivery. So, I'm trying to evolve to be a little bit better to service everybody. And, unfortunately, you're not going to please everybody, and that's just the truth of the thing. So I'm just happy that the Pedens came on the show. I mean, Carrie Thin has come on the show. It's a platform for people who need more than 3 minutes at City Council to talk about things, and that's what we're trying to do. That's the big picture of what we're trying to do. Some things were said. Oh, you don't have a chance in hell of winning, and blah blah blah. We got that narrative again. Oh, you're not in the military. You're doing this. And it's rough. So I'm going to say this: anybody that runs for public office is kudos to you, because it takes a lot of thick skin to run. I mean, nobody wants to be attacked or vilified on a constant basis, especially when they're being attacked and vilified is totally not true. So, I understand, the feeling of that, and there are times where I get tired and I just want to give up and throw my hands up. But if I do that, then who in this district is going to do what needs to be done? I don't think anybody will. And so something was said in regards to, I think it was Jerry Mercado. He said that he is not interested in my self-promotion. My reply to Mr. Mercado is this: a lot of people in this district know who I am. A lot of people in this district don't know who you are. And it is a chance for you to be exposed, and people get to know you, and you can answer these questions from the people in the district. So it most likely benefits you more so than it does me. I've never heard of a self-promoter that's going to promote his opponent. And the bottom line is there was not going to be any forms in District 1. And politically, if you know anything about politics, that makes sense, because if you have that, the less forms you have, the more people can only rely on looking at your nice, pretty sign out there and saying, well, this person looks pretty good, or, wow, look at that sign. They got all these signs all over the place, so I'm going to vote for that person. No candidate wants to be scrutinized constantly with questions about things that they might not want to answer. So let's take, for an example, LaDonna Jimson and Victoria Baca. You have a recalled candidate in Victoria Baca. Do you think she wants to spend all night defending why she was recalled? Of course not. She doesn't want to do that. Because for those of us that don't know, now we know. Now, in regards to LaDonna Jimson, who is a friend of mine, I'm not opposing LaDonna Jimson because I just don't like her. I just feel she's not doing the job adequately enough to solve problems. And that's my personal opinion. So, in regards to Ms. Jimson, she does not want to spend a lot of time defending the fact of her past of being a bank robber, embezzler, however you want to call it. Nobody wants to do that. So that's why they didn't want any forms. So new people coming on the political scene, how are you going to showcase yourself if there's no forms? So what we did over here at News from Edgemont, we said, well, we will put on a form. Now, as everybody's been saying, there's no chance in hell of me winning. So what do I have to lose? I don't have anything to lose. So why not put a form on and put ourselves to question so that people could really ask candidates what's going on? You know, I love the slogans. Victoria Baca, I'll fight for you. Okay, how are you going to fight for me if you work for Highland Fairview? So that doesn't make any sense. Miss Jimson, re-elect Miss Jimson. Re-elect Miss Jimson for what? What have you done in 2 years that you've sat on that seat? Of your own volition. It's easy to take and steal other people's ideas, like she said. She takes residents' ideas and she pushes them forward. And that's true. That's exactly what she does. But where is her vision? A leader has vision. Where is her vision? She doesn't have any. And then to sit there and say it's not her job to do her job, I think is the wrong thing to say. That's my personal opinion. So, Mr. Mercado, if anything, this forum is to highlight you. And I'm not going to go back and forth with you about what you could run your campaign any way you want to run your campaign. But I've said it, and I'm going to say it again. No show, people should not vote for you. It doesn't make any sense that you are running to represent this district and you will not face the people of this district, which is why I have to give 100% credit to Representative Jimson, because as many differences as she and I have, she, as you have seen on the page and in the email, has said, I will be there. And she's the incumbent, and she knows in the back of her mind she has to be there. Or her opponents can run and say, see, this is what she thinks about you. So I'm going to give her 100% credit. And again, I still consider her a friend. Just a friend that I have a lot of differences with in the direction that we are dealing with the district. Because I feel a lot of the problems are not being solved. And these are simple problems. That we're not talking about this WLC warehouse madness. We're talking about things like the animal shelter. We're talking about things about street repair. We're talking about things of development, the water company, these type of things. And they have to be addressed. And I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of electing the same person with a different face. And another thing, dealing with the incumbent, is reducing districts when a city is growing does not make any sense. And I haven't heard any candidate other than myself talk about, well, one thing we have to do is expand the districts. I think Mr. Peden mentioned it at the forum, but don't quote me on that. But all the candidates acknowledge that the city is growing. So we need to expand the districts, because this directly elected mayor, I think, is premature. It really doesn't have a lot of power, but you definitely don't reduce representation. The city of Paris has more representatives than the city of Moreno Valley. Could somebody please explain that to me? I believe the reason why the districts were done that way is to prevent recalls. There's no way one council person can be effective to 30,000 to 40,000 constituents. There's just no way. So I want to see why these candidates are not talking about expanding the districts. But that's one thing that I'm talking about. And a lot of people who've been listening to me and said, well, what are you, what is your plan? What is your, what do you stand for? That's one of the things that I'm running on. We have to put in and make the city staff draft legislation to expand the districts, period. It just doesn't make sense what we're doing. We can keep the elected mayor now that it's here. Now we have to work on expanding the districts and expanding representation. Oh, there's no money for that. We don't have money. I don't want to hear that. We do have money. We do have money, and it has to be done. We have to expand the districts, and I want to know if some of these candidates are putting that on their platform. Now, I'm very sure you listeners out there want to know that too. How do you reduce the districts of a growing city? We are the second biggest city in Riverside County, and we have 4 council people as of right now. 4. And an elected mayor. That's one of the things that I think about. So again, it's Sunday. Mother Teresa was canonized today, and she is now a saint. It is a great day for a lot of Catholics. And again, I just want you guys to think about, vet these candidates. Vet them. People, since the word is I don't have a chance out there, it is very sad when people use the narrative of all the negativity that you can use of a black man and keep throwing it out there. We went through this 2 years ago. And I'm not running from any questions. I'm not running from anything. All my 214s from the military was put out 2 years ago. So it's out there in cyberspace. Just go and look for it. And again, when you have nothing to really use, they rehash the same old thing about black men. We're sexual predators. We're violent. We're not patriotic. We're just everything negative you can put. We're deadbeat dads. We're drug dealers. All the negative connotation. Are you guys going to fall for that? Are you really going to fall for that? I think it's a sad day, very sad day. And so when the hit pieces come out, whatever they are, at the end of the day, you have to make a decision. Do you want to vote for a bank robber, or do you want to vote for a recalled candidate with a background? And all I'm asking for you to do is make a great decision for yourself. If you listen to LaDonna Jimson's theory, what she did was 32 years ago. It doesn't matter now. It matters what she's doing today. Does it? Does it really? Not to everybody. So these are just my thoughts for the day. And I want you guys, if you're looking for a furry friend and a furry animal, please go to the animal shelter and ask yourself this: why aren't candidates talking about that? We have a problem at that animal shelter. What are they going to do about it? I think that's an important question. And why are they killing perfectly good animals? Kennel cough is no reason to kill an animal. And I'm going to try to get some animal activists to come on the radio show and tell us what's going on with that lawsuit. Why isn't LaDonna Jimson talking about that? The animal shelter's in her district, but she's not talking. So thank you guys for listening. It's Sunday. My name is Donovan Sadiq. If you want a change is not voting the same person with a different face. A change is revolutionary. You're going to have to change, and you're going to have to make a decision. And my name is Donovan Sadiq, and I'm running for District 1 City Council. And I'm going to be putting out candidates' thoughts as it comes to me. Quick update. The city has followed up with Mrs. Perez. with her hole-in-the-wall ceiling, and I'm going to keep on top of that myself. And again, September 25th, we are having a candidate debate in the Edgemont Community Center at 4 to 7 o'clock. That's a Sunday. Seating is going to be limited, so please come out, have some questions ready to go, because we are going to actually get to know these candidates. And again, if nobody else shows up, we have a debate. We have 3 people confirmed in the mayoral race, 1 person in District 3, and we have myself and LaDonna Jimson in District 1. And that gives us plenty of time to ask these candidates and get to know these candidates. So if you want to see 2 candidates that actually care about this district, please come out September 25th. Miss Jimson, like I said, I got to give her 100% props, because she accepted and she's not backing down. And that's the kind of stuff we want to see in our representatives. But why is it she only does that when it's election time? I'm Donovan Sadiq. This has been Candidates' Thoughts.